Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so know it's the first time you're being exposed to Pajama Grandma. Today is actually day 326 of my sharing and kind of journaling, mostly for me, but I'm hoping other people can learn from it too. What I've been doing is I transitioned from the brick and mortar world and the corporate world of real business to the online world of business. Now, I get a lot of slack because I'm pretty upfront and open about saying, hey, I know online businesses are real businesses, but they're also a totally different ballgame. They're a different animal than the brick and mortar world and the local businesses and the manufacturing businesses and all of the businesses that make the world go round. And they're focused mostly on what I consider the front end of a business. To me, a business is a big process and it's an engine. And most online businesses, most automated systems are either focused on either the front end of a business or the back end of a business and automating the things that make a business work. But they're not the actual, I consider the meat and potatoes and the deliverables of the business. And again, this is just my opinion and my perspective, but I think you need both. You need to be able to deliver on the promises that you make in your online business and your marketing and your sales offers. And then you need to automate and streamline and make as efficient and effective as possible the back end of some of those systems. So the accounting, the finance, the communication with your customer, any of those things that you can automate, I'm all for that. And so I help businesses go from just being offline brick and mortar to adding an online component to their business to, number one, help them get more marketing and more sales and more people attracted to their business. And number two, to automate the systems that they can to make their business more efficient, more effective. And I'm all about more efficient, more effective. And if something I'm going to do repetitively, I'm going to find a system or a procedure or a process to automate that system. That's just what I'm all about. So today, that's got nothing to do with the topic. I want to talk about invitations, inviting people to things. Maybe it's an event, maybe it's a podcast episode interview, maybe it's a help on a project, maybe it's a mastermind, whatever it is. I want to talk about invitations, and that's with respect to this Women's Summit I'm doing, because today I'm going to put forth some invitations and asking for help. I will admit one of my biggest struggles, my biggest personal struggles is asking for help. And it doesn't have to be big things. I really have a hard time asking for help with big things, but even little things I have a hard time asking for help with. And if anyone has any advice or ideas of how I can get better at that and how I can make that easier, I would love to hear it. Go ahead and message me or put in the comments below what you do to ask for help and to get advice from people. And I don't need advice so much as sometimes I just need help with things because I bite off projects that are way too big. This Women's Summit is one of those projects. What started out as what I thought would be maybe a 10-person interview series type summit for my Supersize Your Business page has turned into a minimum 4-part series for women business owners by women speakers and who are mostly women business owners in different areas that affect you as a women business owner as you're growing and building, starting, growing and building and having success in your own business. And the first one is in January. And what I did, I'm going to tell you my process. What I did as I decided I was going to do this is I reached out and I asked a lot of questions because I've never done a summit before. And so I asked a lot of questions. Asking a lot of questions is asking for help. But to me, that was a low barrier of entry to asking for help because I was just looking for information. And I've been able to ask information and study and research for pretty much my whole life. And that doesn't feel like asking to me. That feels like asking a question, but not necessarily asking for help. So I reached out to several groups I'm in and several people I know, and I asked, what's your biggest challenge with growing your business or starting your business as a woman? And I didn't even ask as a woman, but because interestingly enough, the biggest challenge is the same for everybody starting their own business. It's every survey I've ever done, everything I've ever heard, and everything I've come up against. The number one overriding question that people have when they're starting and growing a business is got something to do with customers. How do I get customers? How do I attract customers and get them coming to me? How do I get them to find me? Once they find me and they come to my business, how do I get them to do business with me and actually become a customer from a prospect or a lead to a customer? And then what do I do with them how do I define their customer experience? How do I create them? How do I get them coming back for more? How do I get them buying more? How do I offer them more things? How do I create lifelong customers? How do I create my own tribe? All of these questions have customers, and they're not unique to women business owners. Every business owner has these same questions about customers, because without customers, without clients, without patients, we have no business. There's no business if you don't have people that you're serving. So that is the topic of our first summit. And what I did to determine who did I want to have on this summit is I went to my own inbox. I have been online and not doing any online things until the last couple of years, not even 2 years yet. But prior to that, I followed a lot of people, and I looked for answers. When you're a small business owner, the one thing I missed most from corporate America is that I didn't have my professional team in each different business function. In each different business function in corporate America, I had an incredible network of people in every function of a business that I could call upon in that industry, and they were readily available. I mean, all I had to do is pick up the phone and call someone in purchasing. All I had to do is pick up the phone and call the maintenance manager. All I had to do was pick up the phone and call an electrician, or walk down to his office and say, hey, this is what's going on in the let me think of one of the businesses I was in. This is what's going on in Sweet Goods. We got an electrical problem on the fryer. You know, what are we going to do about it? We're getting inconsistent temperatures, which is impacting the quality of the product, da, 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 da. So I had this amazing access to resources in corporate America, and I really, really missed that. So in order to duplicate that when I was in my small businesses, I created a network and a framework via email and coaching and other aspects of business owners and experts that helped me and were advisors to me. So the first place I went, as I was coming up with what I call my Dream 100 list, and I made, got it sitting right here, I made a list of pages and pages of women that I consider my Dream 100. And where did I get them? I got them from my inbox. I went to my email account, and I went through, and I only went through one email account. And I have a couple of them. I want to say several. I have several, but I only use about 2 or 3 of them. But I only went through my main one. And I went through and I made a list, and I just looked for all the women that I follow and I listen to. And I have been following some of them for as long as 10 years. I mean, I've been following Oprah Winfrey for probably 20 or 30, not 30 years. I don't know that she's been around that long. But I've been following her for decades. You know, Tony Robbins. I've been following Tony Robbins for decades. Now, he's a man, so he's not on my Dream 100 list. He might be for other projects, but for this particular project, it's just women. Now, am I going to reach out to Oprah Winfrey, and is she going to be on my Women's Summit? Absolutely, positively not, right? I don't have a relationship with Oprah, although I was invited to be a guest on her show one time, and then the timing wasn't right, and so I couldn't be. But that was kind of exciting, right? Oprah's people called me and chatted with me. That was pretty awesome. I actually forgot about that until just now. But it's like reaching out to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is not going to work with any of us unless we're like Russell Brunson, and we've been building that relationship one-on-one for 10 years, and done a whole lot of stuff for him. And I get that. Oprah Winfrey, same thing. I love Oprah Winfrey. I will always love Oprah because I think she is an incredible example of a woman going through her transition and sharing her transition with the rest of us, and being herself and becoming her best self, and continuously improving to become the best version of herself. That is why I love Oprah Winfrey. But I made my list, and so today I am going to reach out to several of these women. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video invitation and say, hey, I'm doing this Women's Summit. This is why I'm reaching out to you. This is the impact you've had on my life. Is it something that you would like to participate in at this time? We're not just doing one, but I'm only reaching out to the women on my list that I think fit with this first summit. And will they probably all say no? Yeah, they might. They might all say no, but so far I've already gotten 3 people off my Dream 100 list. It might be more than that now, but I have at least 3 that I can think of right off the top of my head that have already said yes, and I didn't even reach out to them in this way yet. I reached out to them just in our normal conversations, or they saw that I was doing a Women's Summit and they asked me about it, and I said, yeah, I absolutely am. I would love if you want to participate. Would you like to participate? And it might be more than 3 on my Dream 100 list, but it's probably more like 6 on my Dream 100 list have already said yes. So now I want to reach out to some more women on that list. I'm only reaching out to the women that have had a positive impact on me and my business, because I know that they have helped me get results. And if they've helped me get results, only makes sense that they can help other women that would be participating in the Women's Summit to get results as well. So that is my way of figuring out how I can ask for help without, feeling like bad for asking for help. And, I'm not asking for help for me. I'm asking for help for the women that are going to participate and listen to this summit, because I want to make a difference in women business owners' lives. I mean, I know how much I've struggled over the years trying to figure everything out myself. And if I can find a way to shortcut that process for anybody, I'm going to do it. So asking for help, inviting. How am I going to invite them? I think I said I'm going to probably make an individual personalized video for each one of them. And a year ago, would have I even thought or dreamt about making a video for everybody? Absolutely, positively not. I wouldn't have shown my face to anybody, but because I was scared. And I don't know why. I'm just a grandma. I'm just a person. We're all just people. But we're scared to be who we really are often. And that's crazy because we're the only person we can be. So that's my little tirade for today. Go out, make it a fantastic day. What are you going to do today? Who can you invite to participate in your life? Who can you ask for help? What do you need help with? Hey, if you need help with something, put it in the comments below. Maybe we can help one another out. That's it. Have a fabulous day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.